G'day guys, Rob here and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Now I know I haven't put out a video in a couple of months and there's a couple of reasons for that, mainly due to the fact that I've been working 7 days a week for the last couple of months for my own construction business, which is very busy at the moment because there's just no international travel from Australia at the moment. So my business is booming and I just haven't had any time to make any YouTube videos. The other reason is that out of the 20 to 25 models I still have on pre-order, some as far back as 2 years ago they were ordered, they just haven't arrived. So there's massive delays in the hobby at the moment with release dates just getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So simply a lot of the models that I ordered just have not arrived. So that's pretty much why I haven't been able to squeeze any videos in. There's some other big things happening as well. Those of you that follow me on Instagram know already what I'm talking about, but I'll save that big news for the next video. But I do have one model that arrived and it is the brand new MR Collection Lamborghini ESSENZA SC V12. That's quite a mouthful. Now, I actually ordered this one when it was first announced. It was actually supposed to be ready in December last year, but here we are in early September of the following year and it only just arrived. But I wanted to show you this one as soon as I got it because it is a superb and really stunning model. Now, one thing I noticed when this package had arrived from MR is that the box was actually quite a bit longer than the usual standard size display cases that these models come in. And that is because the ESSENZA SC V12 is such a long car in real life that they've actually had to make the display case and the display base 4 centimeters longer to actually house the model. So it is actually quite a big model. We've reviewed a ton of MR models before. The Lamborghini ones just come in these plain black boxes, little label on the end. Now these are limited to 399 pieces and I've been sent number 87, which is pretty cool. Now if we lift the lid off the box, all MR models come standard with a plexiglass display case. They do have a COA as well, which has the number of the model inside. And here is the glorious ESSENZA SC V12 Lamborghini model. Now this is probably one of MR's best efforts, I'd have to say. It's a superb model and we'll go through all the details anyway. But as usual, we'll get this out, we'll put it on the turntable and we'll have a closer look at this brand new model from MR Collection. Okay, so check out this bad boy. This is the Lamborghini ESSENZA SC V12, and I have to say, even though it is a race car, it's probably one of the best models that MR Collection has produced so far as the details and just the impact that this model has when I opened it up out of the box. It truly is a spectacular model with exceptional details and paint. But let's talk about the base first. It does come on MR Collection's carbonium style base. It's got the lime green stitching. It does have a nice ESSENZA SC V12 logo on the front. You've got the little MR Collection logo on the back of the base, as you also have the Lamborghini crest also. Now I get asked all the time, can you remove these models from the bases? These ones are a little bit harder. They have a thin layer of leather on the bottom. You basically have to peel this away to access the screw holes. But as you guys know, I leave all of these models on the bases. I don't remove them. Now, first thing I'd have to say is the paint level on this model is absolutely superb. This metallic or pearl green color, I'd say it's closest to a Verde Mantis pearl. It's a little bit darker green than the Verde Ithaca of other models I have, and that's complemented by a lot of gloss black around the model also, and the rear flanks and most of the roof is in a gunmetal metallic, and it's finished off with lots of gloss carbon fiber as well. So let's have a look at the details on this model because it is a real cracker. Of course, you've got photo etched mesh in the front of the model, as you can see. They've done a pretty good job on the driving lights either side, and nice clear plastics used for the lenses on those lights. You can actually see the blacked out radiators in behind there, which is nice. As I said, a lot of gloss black on this model, so the front splitter and this nose part is in gloss black, but you do also have a orange pinstripe which runs around on the black, which makes it look quite good. Got a nice little photo etched Lamborghini emblem on the nose, and you've got this great little OMP red cloth tow hook which sticks out of the body, which is a great little touch also, and you've got some little fasteners there as well for the removable hood like on the real car. Now we do have some deep vents in the top of the hood here also. You can actually see the black radiators in there, and there's a big cooling fan in there also, which is nice detail. The canards on the side are just in gloss black, but you do have these vents in the top of the fenders as well, which is a nice touch. They're not open through to the wheel wells, but it doesn't detract from the model at all. Now the styling of the ESSENZA is what really sets this apart from the standard Aventador, and maybe this is a future direction of Lamborghini, but I really love the styling on the front of this model. They use super clear plastics for the windows, as you can see, crystal clear, no distortion, no buckling on there. The windscreen wiper is just in plastic, but again, that doesn't detract from the actual model. Of course, you've got your Roger Dubois sponsorship on the top windscreen banner. Now, if we move around to the side of the car, you can see this big upturned flick on the side skirt here. This is all in gloss black as well. And they've done a nice job on these mirrors as well. I love the detail in the leg of the mirror on here, and they use super clear reflective materials for the back of the mirrors. Now on this side, this is the driver's side, obviously left-hand drive. You can see the race style window with the sliding window, which is in the open position. If you turn around to the other side of the model, that doesn't have the driver's opening slot on it. It's just a plain window, but it does have the nice detail of all the little silver rivets around the window as well, which is quite cool. Now, of course, you've got your Pertamina Fastron decals on the door, as well as the 63, obviously the number, the birth date of Lamborghini. And this leads into these large side air intakes here. We've got the lovely big Lamborghini Squadra Corsa logos on the side with the Tricolore on the top, and that leads into these big extended fenders as well, really GT-esque. It does have a fin on the top of the fenders. You've also got an orange body line which runs on those, as you do with these little upturned flicks, and the rear diffuser, which I'll show you in a minute. Now, one thing that's not on this side, which is on the other side, is the fuel filler flap, as you can see here. So there's nice detail in that one as well. And if we flip the model over to have a look at the roof, as I said, the majority of the roof is in this metallic gunmetal color, but the air scoop and all this vented section through the middle is in full gloss carbon fiber, as you can see, which is really nice. And that continues onto the big rear wing as well. So this is all in carbon fiber decal, full gloss on the top, the underside, the end plates with the P0 logos in yellow. And again, we've got the Roger Dubois sponsorship on the rear wing. Do have some little Pirelli decals tucked in here. As you can see, nice aero on here with these upturns, these rear facing canards. And if we have a look at the rear of the model, this is where it starts to get really good. They've done a good job on the tail lights underneath. As you can see, there's a little Lamborghini logo in there as well. And you can see again, the rear diffuser has an orange body line around it. And you can see the black exhaust tips sticking out. But one thing I wanted to point out, that you will note that there is an actual engine and gearbox in this model, and you can see all the way through into the rear. Now, another model brand that I won't mention usually just puts a black panel in there and you can't see anything. But as you can see in here, You can see right into the back of the model. You can see all of the engine, gearbox, exhaust. It's truly fantastic that they went to that level of detail, because it would have been very easy for them, again, as I said, just to put a blanking panel in there and not do any of that extra work. So really great to see that these resin companies are going to a little bit more detail on these resins to make you feel like you're getting a lot more for your money, and I really think you are on this particular model with all that engine and gearbox detail, which is visible through the rear of the car, which is fantastic. So yeah, the aero on this thing, crazy. The paint finish is absolutely superb, and having all that engine and gearbox detail in the back is really special, and not something that you see very often on these high-end resin models. So yeah, really impressed. If we take a look at the wheels now as well, they always do a great job on the wheels. The wheels look fantastic, as do the center locks, the brake calipers and the brake rotors in there as well. And of course, this is running the slick tires, and you've got the Pirelli branding on there as well. Slightly bigger wheels on the back and higher profile tires. But again, I think they've got this absolutely bang on. The stance of the model is absolutely perfect compared to all the press photos of this actual car. And as I said, I think overall they've just done a really good job on the paintwork, the decals, the body. It's an absolute keeper, I think, this one. One thing that I didn't point out was there's actually a couple of little metal control rods here on the top of the wing also, which is a really nice touch. And of course, you've got your rain light in the back there that I forgot to mention also. Now, this is a sealed resin model, so nothing open, so I'll attempt to show you what's inside. If we have a look at the dashboard first, they've actually got a really good simulated Alcantara dash in this model. You do have a little bit of carbon on the air vents as well. There's a little bit of carbon on the door trims as well. And of course, you've got your 2 racing seats in there with the racing harnesses as well. Always hard to film inside of these models as they are sealed, but you get the idea. The level of detail is superb through the center console, the instrument cluster, and the racing steering wheel on there as well. So really good effort on the interior. Just pity probably no one else will make this model in an opening model. I doubt very much Auto Art will make it. They could prove me wrong, they could make it, but time will tell, and we will see. But overall, I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job on this model. I have been swaying back towards just sort of trying to collect opening models, but damn it, they come up with these fantastic models and I just have to add it to the collection. But I think they've really done a fantastic job on this model. I've probably said that word so many times already in this review, but they really have done a fantastic job on this replica. If you're a Lamborghini fan, I think you've absolutely got to add this one to your collection. And if you collect just race cars, or races, maybe add this one to your collection as well. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. I was not when I opened up the box, and I've had it sitting in the display case for 2 days now, and I absolutely love it. So that's pretty much all the details to show you. As I said, it is a sealed resin model, so nothing opens, but what you can see, and the high point for me, is all this detail that you can see through the rear of the car. Seeing all that engine and gearbox in there really makes a difference on this particular replica for the price that it costs. So if I'm going to give this one a Rob score out of 10, look, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I'm really impressed with this one. And it does absolutely look superb on display with the other Lambos in the collection. So go and grab yourself one of these. You will not be disappointed. But that is pretty much going to wrap up today's video review of this brand new MR collection Lamborghini ESSENZA SC V12. Stay tuned, I've got plenty more models on the way, so when they do arrive I will get those filmed for you guys so you can check them out. And stay tuned for the next video where I will be making a big announcement for the channel. So stay tuned for that. As I said, those of you that follow me on Instagram already know what I'm talking about, but I will explain it all in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.